Hey everyone, it's Krystallee here. So, why healing the estrangement with your mom isn't important? And you're probably thinking, what? It's not? So stick around. I'm going to share with you why. And maybe you're somebody that's done some healing. You've gone to some therapy sessions. Maybe you've done ayahuasca and got some relief. You've let out some emotions. Maybe you've done some journaling just to write about what experience you've been going through. And you're finding little to no relief. You're still getting affected and triggered by past things that were said and the present day of how your relationship is, or not, non-existent relationship is with your mom. And so the difficulty with this relationship, a paternal relationship, is that there's always this bond with a parent because we came through them. And that bond sometimes is extremely painful. And we want to reconcile that bond, but sometimes it's painful. It hurts. Maybe they say things that trigger you and they don't know any better. Maybe they do know better, but they don't realize what you're going through in your own life and how it deeply affects you. And maybe the communication is here and there. It's kind of spotty, when the internet signal is not that great and it cuts out. Maybe it's just feels like that, where one day you're in, the next day you're out. And there's no consistency. And you feel like you're on this teeter-totter always. And this relationship just doesn't really feel authentically rich. So it's not important to reconcile that relationship because you don't even know how to reconcile with this person if they still have an effect on you. So what do you reconcile then if it's not a relationship with them? You reconcile the relationship with you. What does that mean? Well, in order to have any reconciliation of feeling estranged from your mom, certainly is highly suggested that you work on what you're experiencing, what you've gone through, how those words penetrated the way you feel about yourself, the way you look at yourself, the self-esteem that you have when you're putting on your clothes in the day, or the way you do things when you come home at the end of the day from work and you're just looking around, doing your best to get through the day. Or maybe there's a special occasion like Mother's Day, which is right around the corner, and you feel really sad that you don't have a connection with your mom. We want to reconcile those kinds of relationships with yourself, the relationship that you have with yourself, the way you look at yourself, the way you come home to yourself, the way you think of yourself. And that's when you start building this bond with yourself that is supportive, that cares for you, that loves you, that is there for you. And when you reconcile that feeling that you have of yourself, you're able then to place certain things for the betterment of you, for you. So should that opportunity, or if you even decide to allow an opportunity to reconcile with this estranged person, that you stipulate and state your boundaries. You ensure that you know what you're going into this relationship like. That you have this strong staying power of who you are and how you are, and really get to know where you are in life to not allow this person to trigger you or to tilt you off kilter or to have any effects upon you. In fact, then, and only then, could you have any relationship. But even if you don't decide to reconcile, even if the reconciliation just doesn't seem like something that fits your life and suits really what you truly want in life, then at least you have healed from the difficulties and the trauma and the scars left behind. So then you're not carrying that on as your narrative of who you are. You're not allowing that to define the way you feel and the outlook you have on life. And you don't think about this person in a negative context. In fact, you can be completely neutral to it and be non-affected. Doesn't mean you go emotionally numb. It means that even the thought of them doesn't make you angry, sad, frustrated, upset, resentful, bitter. In fact, you can probably feel a level of empathy towards them, or even just share that little bit of love with them. It doesn't have to be deep, but you just don't have this negativity that clouds you anymore. So I hope you're able to get some value out of that today. I'll see you soon.